Guys, it's time to put this thing back in there, and alright, so I gotta lube up this little needle bearing thing in the back there. Then I'll put the direct drive in there and get it going. Thing lubed up in the back here are the direct drive and the new Bronco shaft. Have the that thing in there. Let's see if I can get this thing in there. Yeah, it's not as easy from this angle. Let's see. I know in a lot of these videos I've seen people, they have the transmission like sideways, but I don't have no way to mount it like that, so I gotta see if I can pull it out this way. There we go. So I was able to pull it from the back. And so it's in there. Alright, I'll get the next piece. So next thing to do is put it in the reverse band. And I have that soaking in some transmission fluid. And there's two top tabs. There's two top tabs on the top of this case. You can't see them there, but that's actually where those two top tabs go. They click in here, and the servo goes down here, through the valve body area, and that's what actually clamps this thing together, hydraulically. Alright, next part. Next thing I gotta put in is the planetary gear set. It's kind of heavy, so it's gonna be a little awkward to get in there, and hopefully at the same time I can get the get that going. But alright, here we go. So before I can put the planetary gear set in, I have to put the reverse servo in to keep the reverse band in there tight. At least that's what it says in the manual here. I'm kind of going a combination between this other guy's YouTube videos and this manual here. So install reverse band in the case, seating it against the lower thing. Then the next step is to put the servo in there. So, all right, I'm gonna do that. All right. Okay guys, back here. Man, I decided to put this thing in my furniture dolly. There's enough clearance for the shaft. Output shaft doesn't hit the floor, but it's too hard to get it. If it's on that side, it's so freaking hard to get it lined up, the gears in there. So hopefully I can get the. It's a planetary gear. It's the last gear in there. Getting it lined up with the direct drive. It's a freaking nightmare. Okay, this thing was a total bitch to get in. Finally got it in. Got everything lined up. It looks like. Stuck in the right spots. I didn't find any good information about the anti-clunk spring, and I'm gonna pull this clip out so you can see where I put it. But yeah, if you look at it right in there, you want the two tabs to face up, and you just push that down in there, and it's designed to keep this thing from rotating and like clunking, so it kind of keeps it under constant pressure, like spring pressure. So. Alright, next step. So next I gotta put this forward drive shell in there. I don't know if I can get this camera position over so you can see that I'm doing this, but let's see if I can see it or no. I don't know where to sit though. Alright, let's see if you can get that going. Gotta keep that in there. Make sure this thing is lubed up. Okay. Okay, make sure its gears are looped up. Ah, fucking bitch. Dropped on me. Yeah, I don't know if I can, this is gonna be like impossible, so what I might have to do is drop this gear in first. Then drop the shell in. And there we go. So yeah, in one piece, it's hard to grab from this angle, so I separate it in multiple pieces. So I don't know if you saw that or not. All right. Okay, so next I need to install this forward reverse clutch assembly. This is I need to line up these clutch disc with like that gear inside. So this might take a while. Hopefully my head's not in the way. Yeah, I need to get that bottom here so it doesn't spin. I don't know if you can see that. Well, I have to try something else. That's freaking not going to work. So I got that all lined. I got all the clutch plates lined up. Kind of a bitch, but it took me about 5 minutes. I took the two different parts off. I separated the reverse and the forward clutch. All right. I'm going to put the overdrive band in there and get this thing lined up. Well, I guess we're about exactly the same. Either way, I could go. I don't know if you can see that. I could flip it this way or that way. So, let's go ahead and get this thing locked in there. There we go. All right. Let's see. I gotta get this. Get the overdrive servo in. Alright, cool. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put the overdrive servo in there, and a lot of people have actually said, I got some good suggestions on classic Broncos, like get a Sonics or like a A Plus or something like that. But right now, I mean, this is not really. I have a mildly modified. It's a 351, 3 over, and I have Edelbrock heads on it, Edelbrock manifold, and a Holley Terminator fuel injection, but so it's not heavily modified. I have a stock roller cam. It's an F4-E engine, but so it's not heavily modified. So this is actually a B servo, and this is actually what came with the 351s and the high output V8s and stuff. So or 302s and stuff. But okay, I'm gonna put that in and get this thing locked up. Okay, got that all locked up in place. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the servo coming through. There's light there, but you can see the servo come through and lining up with the overdrive band here. Goes around, and then I'm locked back in there. So, all right. Next step is I'm gonna get those other clutch assembly in there. Get these last bands in here, fit that in there, and be on the next step here. So, just one of those first. Friction, steel.
Alright, that looks good. So now I can go ahead and finish putting that in. Alright, I got my overdrive servo all the way in.
Friction.
Took a little bit to push it in and put that snap ring in. Same with the reverse servo, but I got them both in. Now I think I'm going to stop here because I have to make a tool that I can use to measure
Friction.
Some clearances, and then come back to it. The next step will be intermediate clutches, so I'll have those open.
and steel.
All right, I've got.
Time for the pump. Get that gasket in there. It's keyed. This thing's sort of not really keyed, but it can only go one way. It'll line the holes up. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but I've always been told, throughout the years that you should never use silicone sealant on gaskets on your transmission or transmission pan because it can suck up that like excess silicone in your valves and stuff. But all right, I'm gonna grab that pump real quick. Alright, I'm gonna loop this bad boy up. Back. I forgot one of the fucking snap rings. Yeah, at least I'm not too far into it. Yeah, at least I didn't put the pump on yet, but it's gotta take a couple things off. Put it on real quick. I had to take a lot of this apart. I mean, like probably 15 minutes worth of work to get that snap ring in there. So shit. It's got the pump on. It took me about 45 minutes to figure out that snap ring freaking fiasco. But yeah, remember I labeled these parts bags and they when I took them apart. Yeah, it saves me so much time, to figure out what's what. But all right, so I'm gonna get the bolts torqued down. You're supposed to use some what's it called, thread locker on here. So I'm just gonna get it torqued down a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back and thread lock all these bolts. Cool. And then I guess the next step is just to start working on the valve body. So almost there. Guys, another night here. So yeah, the rest of the transmission put back together, but we're like the insides in. So I gotta put the 1, 2, and 3, 4 accumulators in these things right here. You gotta put the parking pot on and the shift lever slash TV cable thing. Yeah, one of the things I like about the C4 over the AOD is that when you pull off you can totally take the valve body off. All this shit comes off. And you can actually see like basically the insides of your transmission, whereas the AOD is basically, you mess this part up and the whole freaking case is gone. The case is useless. Yeah, that's one thing I like about the C4 better, but alright, I'm going to get the parts and get going here. Alright, so I'm going to put this bottom accumulator in. It goes... okay, so it goes accumulator. Okay, then it goes spring. Then cap. Then snap ring. Alright, I think that's it. Small little accumulator on top. So just let you know that I'm actually lubing all the walls up before I do this stuff. I lube the walls up and I lube all the seals up with tranny fluid. So, okay, so this one goes same as before. So the accumulator, the spring, the cover. Looks like the cover could go either way. Doesn't look like there's a specific. I mean, the cover looks identical on the either side. So yeah, make sure it's lubed up. I'm assuming that I can see a snap ring mark on this thing. So I'm assuming this was the side that was up on top before. I don't know if you can see that, but so I'll keep it the same direction. Get my snap ring pliers ready. That way I don't have to Ah, shit. Ah, okay. Okay. Hold that down. There we go. Kind of difficult. Okay. Gotta see the snap ring groove. Where that's at. Where's the snap ring groove? There it is. These aren't the best snap ring pliers. Okay, it's snapped in there. Kind of want the accumulator to come back up. It's kind of stuck down. Well, that's good enough. Once it's under pressure, it should pop back up. All right. All right, so I gotta place the shift seal right there, so I can start getting the linkage back on there. There we go. Okay, gotta put this new seal on. And let's see here. Make sure we put in this thing on the right way. I don't exactly have the best lighting tonight. Okay, let's see here. My little seal tool. Looks good. Okay guys, remember I showed you in the beginning of this project that I'm going to put this, I have this low car. It's like a customized steering shift column bracket. So I gotta put this on there. Now as I'm rebuilding this thing, it gives me a lot more positions and adjustability than like the stock one. So if you can focus on that. Right. Put the parking pawn next. So that's what I'm going to do here. Move this thing up a little bit. Should be like that, I believe. These pictures in these black and white books are seriously hard to see, so this would only make sense to me. Yeah, because it couldn't go that way. You need that lever to click onto the actual this thing right here. And this little pin comes through the back. So if you're wondering what the parking pod does, is it's a no shit, do I need to pound that in there? Parking pod is a, so when you put your car in park and you're like parked on a hill, it prevents your car from sliding downhill. Yeah, I mean it kind of locks the gear in park. I wonder if I need to pound that in there. Okay, so I think I figured out this parking pod thing here. Oh, get down there. There we are. There we are. The shaft, it's not designed to be powdered in. If you look at it, there's grooves. And what I believe is the tail shaft, or the tail housing, actually when it's bolted down, keeps that thing in place. So this thing's not going to, back out, because there's going to be like a piece of metal in front of it that prevents that. So now I need to figure out the gear lever in the front here to get that going. All right. Okay, so let me zoom here a little bit. The trick is I have to get that spring on first. So I basically put the spring on like around like that, around. I don't think it's gonna zoom in or not. All right, well, I put the spring on the back like that, then put the thing in. Like that, and now I think we're golden now. And that spring is to keep the parking paw disengaged. And then this lever, which is cool. I mean, the people that think of this shit are, it's crazy. Yeah. Should probably gotta zoom out here. Zoom out. This thing goes in here and it opens up and it tells the parking pod to go down to actually engage. So that's pretty freaking ingenious. Okay. Oh, you have to get that. Alright, so I think it's something like that. So that thing sends the, see that. Like it sends this blue spring, pushes this in, which then forces the parking paw into gear. So, alright, cool. I'm putting the shift levers back in, but I remember there was some sort of trick that I had to do last time. And this thing I think needs to go in first because there's not going to be enough room if I do it any other way. So clean this off real quick. Get some of this oil dirt off here real quick. Okay. Then I can bring the other lever. I can bring this lever back. Shit, camera jolted here. I can bring this lever back in here like that. And this is going to be the gear selector that connects with the valve body here. Alright. Hey guys, have sort of a dilemma here. Try to figure out where this thing goes. I think it does something with this TV cable here. Zoom in there. Yeah, I think it's my book is so it's freaking black and white and low resolution, so I can't even see what the hell the picture even shows. I mean, it doesn't even mention anything about a spring anywhere in this thing. I mean, it mentioned the spring for the parking pod, but I guess I wish I would have taken a picture of this. But yeah, this spring right here, and I think it goes back in here somewhere behind the throttle valve here, the throttle valve cable. Something, to keep spring tension on this thing, but I mean, it seems like it would make sense if I can kind of fit this down in there. Yeah, without fucking this aluminum up here. to kind of keep this thing from going down, but kind of keep pressure on there up the front. Yeah, maybe like this or something. Yeah. By keeping pressure up there, but I don't even know if that. I mean, is that what it is? I mean, there's no freaking pictures. I mean, I'm looking all over the internet and I can't find any pictures anywhere. Well, I mean, all the pictures I have are that whole area is hidden, so. Yeah, don't know. I mean, don't know where in the book it even mentions that spring. And I actually had it in my pack that had all my shift lever linkage, so it definitely came from that area. Yeah, I don't think it's from the parking paw because it only mentioned one spring in the book. All right, so I'm gonna do some research and I'll get back on that. Hopefully, figure it out. Okay, I think I figured out what the spring does. It controls the throttle valve just like I thought. I actually had to go online and figure it out, but yeah, it doesn't. There's no place. The throttle or the valve body has to be in place for this thing to attach down. That's why I couldn't. Wouldn't make. There was no place for it to connect to, so it didn't make sense. So it goes in there like this, and then once the valve body's on there, it basically the valve body itself creates a spring tension on it. So, all right, so that was it. So, okay, guys. So I had to get this little pin in here, and this little pin, what it does is it. Little hole right there. Hole right there. This little pin actually keeps this thing from going in and out like that. So I use my flashlight to make sure that this was in the right spot. But they said this thing shouldn't go beneath the pan seal. That should be good right there. I mean, I'll double check everything once I put it back together. And yeah, don't forget to tighten that nut right there too to keep everything tight. That's the parking hole. I'm getting there. Alright, see you tomorrow. Okay guys, I'm going to stop the video here and because these videos are getting so long. In the next video, I'm going to be doing the tail housing, the DN20 adapter. You know, actually pressing the bearing onto the output shaft, and yeah, just because the valve body itself is going to take so long that I'm going to be putting this Transgo kit in here. It's supposed to correct a lot of the problems with the AOD. The part number right there. I'm putting that into the valve body, and the reason why I don't put the tail shaft on now is because I don't really know if I'm going to be having to do some governor modifications. So, you know, like in this kit. So, yeah, I don't want to put the tail shaft housing on there and have to take it off again if I have to make governor modifications. But all right, let's look in the box here. This is what I got to do. So I already have that one piece. So this is the bearing, this shaft thing here, and this thing right here. So. All right, so that's going to be the next video. You know, finishing this transmission up, you know, the valve body, and getting this thing ready to put on. So, all right, cool.